Buddy, we're live again at the Paste Studios. We are live now with Mothers. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. You were the first, maybe one of the first 10 artists to play ever at Paste Studios when we opened up back in 2015. I played that solo set during the last ever CMJ, and it's great to see you again. Thanks for coming by and doing this.
It's good to be back. Thanks so much.
Yeah, of course. So you're going to do 2 songs today, and can you tell us a little bit about the first one that you're going to do?
Yeah. The song is called Carina. A lot of listeners probably won't know it. The song is named after the Carina Nebula, and it basically uses the expansion of the universe as a lens through which to examine interpersonal relationships. And it kind of uses this imagery of the expansion of infinite space in order to exaggerate the minutia of our daily lives.
Love to hear it.
All right. You said 1,000,000 miles
All right. Thank you. That sounds great.
Thanks.
Yeah. So how has that one aged for you? When did you write it? When did it come out?
It's one of my oldest songs, actually. It came out in 2013 or maybe 2014 on a small label in Athens, Georgia, where I was living at the time, called Muka Records. So it just came out as a single. It was originally a song that I played on the mandolin. Actually, I played like chords on a mandolin and sang it, so it was very much a folk song. And it's sort of evolved into this different thing. It's kind of worked its way back into my heart in this funny way where enough time has passed that I actually relate to it again. That doesn't always happen with my music, but sometimes there's an old song that I fall out of love with because I can't relate to it anymore. And this one kind of came full circle in this way where I feel it again.
And are you feeling it in the same way that you felt it in 2013, or is it just like a new relationship to it that is it a brand new relationship that formed?
It's the same, I think. Yeah, it's the same, but in a different time.
Well, it sounds great. Thank you for playing it. Have you been playing this a lot out on tour? I know you did a number of dates with Japanese Breakfast and Lucy Dacus over the summer. You're out for a long time, September, October, and into November on the headlining tour. And you guys going forward, there's a ton of stuff going on with you. You've got a Western European dates starting in February.
Yes.
And where was I going with this? Do you remember what I even started talking about?
Oh, if we were playing this?
Yeah. Have you
live?
been playing it a lot on the road?
Yes, we have been. And it's been very refreshing. The record that we put out this past year, Render Another Ugly Method, I love the record, but it's very cumbersome and very heavy. And for the live show, playing this song was like a nice reprieve, I think, for us and for the audience both, to have this kind of lightness in a song that isn't necessarily apparent on that record and so much of the music that we were playing on that tour.
So speaking of the record, can we talk a little bit about Render Another Ugly Method, sure. Which it's out right now on Anti, and the quote, when I was just reading about it just now, the part that really struck me was how much you were trying to come to terms with or come to grips with not the unhealthy nature of trying to validate yourself just through your work and through your creative output, as opposed to being able to validate your existence any other number of other ways. I mean, there are endless ways to feel that our existence is just. It's not just through work, but that is one that deeply resonated with me, and I'm sure with a ton of people listening right now. I mean, people fall into that trap too easily. Can you talk a little bit about how this album has either helped you work through it or just to identify it and take a look at that?
Yeah, and that actually very much relates to the next song that we're going to play, which is a song from Render Another Ugly Method. Really what the record did for me was just ask questions, and that's what I'm interested in general, in any kind of work that I do, whether it's visual art or poetry or songwriting. I'm just interested in asking questions. And so a big question for me in the making of that record was, what is my identity? Do I identify as an artist? And is that just something that I do, or is it my whole person? Like, I guess just a lot of questions about identity. And I guess more specifically, the song that we're about to play is called "It Is a Pleasure to Be Here," in quotations. And this is a song that is about asking questions. And so the title is presented in quotations in order to encourage the reader to ask, is this sentence sincere, or is this a sentence that is shrouded in irony? So it's kind of already asking that question just in the reading of the title. And then the song specifically goes to ask more questions about identity and identity as an artist. For example, why is it that artists sometimes feel that they are special, and what are the caveats and the dangers of that kind of thinking, on a personal, emotional level? Another question is, how much can we expect art to accomplish? That's something that I was thinking about a lot with this song. And really the song is just kind of a celebration of quiet intuition and spontaneity over kind of this more like cerebral, intellectual art.
Well, thank you for posing all of the questions and putting it out. Has it led you to any breakthroughs and any deeper understandings, or have you in the stage of it where you're posing the questions and see what bounces back?
It's led to more questions, I would say. I think that's just the grind of it, is asking questions that lead to more questions. It's not necessarily about finding the answer. It's more about just the asking of the questions, and I guess hoping that other people are encouraged to ask those questions and kind of build their own ideas about what it means for them.
Well, thanks again for posing those questions like that, and would love to hear the next song.
Okay. It is a pleasure to be here. But it truly is a pleasure to be here. Without the quotations.
You guys sound great in the room. You guys are sounding great on the live stream. The whole audience is stoked right now, so it is a sincere pleasure to have you guys here.
All right.
That sounds great. Thank
Thank
you
you.
for coming by and doing this. So the current album is Render Another Ugly Method, and that's what we just heard one song off of that, and one from the way back catalog from one of the first songs you ever put out. So thank you so much for coming through and playing two songs for us today. And travel safely across Western Europe. You guys have a bunch of dates coming up in February. They're all up on your Facebook and the website and all the places you expect tour dates to be. So enjoy it very much, and thank you very much again for coming through and doing this as a one-off, and just coming up from Philly up here, doing this for the day, and then headed back. So travel safe back there, and again, thank you so much for coming through and doing this.
It's been great. Thank you so much for having us.